South Dakota State football team is back in Brookings as they get set to take on the Youngstown State Penguins here on Hobo Day. And as much of a homecoming it is for the alumni and the fans that are sitting in the stands, it's also a homecoming for the team as well, having had a successful road swing the past couple of weeks, traveling down to Hammond, Louisiana, having a bye week sandwiched in there, and then getting things done over in northern Iowa. They stay undefeated, at least in terms of the FCS this season, as we're just seconds away from getting this one kicked off here. Got a little bit of a special version of the broadcast here on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM today. Got first half, at least, done by myself and Mr. Jacob Brendy, and then our program director, Matt Wieberdink, and one of his friends that's not a student here, but he's going to be hanging out here, going to be taking over for the second half. We're just a couple seconds away. Go ahead and introduce to you my good friend Jacob. Jacob, it's a festive atmosphere out there. How are you feeling this first game on the mic as well?
I'm feeling good. This week, Brookings has really been alive, and I'm looking at the tail of the tape here, and you never want to underestimate your opponent, but Youngstown State has been struggling. They're 2 of 4 on the year, and this game is going to be very important for them if they want to have a chance at making the playoffs. Lose this game, it's essentially over. Win this game, you have a chance.
Well, as we mentioned, definitely a festive atmosphere here. Youngstown State going to kick it off to begin things here. Going to kick it off from right to left, wearing their all-white uniforms, jerseys, and pants with red helmets and a white face mask. The Jackrabbits in the classic blue jerseys, yellow pants, blue helmets with a yellow face mask. The returner is going to catch it right at the 1. It's going to be Johnson at the 10, 15, 20. On the numbers now, the near sideline at the 40. Jukes inside, 50, 40, 30, going down the field. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Jackrabbits.
That was an incredible play. That was kicked to the 1-yard line, and just terrific blocking. He had one man to beat at the 40, set him up, beat him, and then house call.
The perfect way to start this game off, to come back into town here and get a kickoff return to the house and get 6 points on the board, courtesy of Johnson. Now, Hunter Dustman out there for the extra point quickly here. Just a handful of seconds eclipsed here in the first quarter. The snap and the spot and the kick are all good there. And that's the score with 14:47 left to go in the first quarter. What a way to start things here for one Angel Johnson out of Viborg, South Dakota.
Yeah, Youngstown State has been struggling on, in general, the run. They're allowing 7.4 yards per carry, and they've allowed 15 touchdowns. So this is not the way you want to start off the game when you already have a poor run defense. Now you have special teams failing you. Not a good start.
And trust me, we've seen it over the past couple of years. You get down on the Jackrabbits, it's a tough hill to climb up as well. So, again, definitely not the way you want to start it out. Now, just, 13 seconds ago we had the opening kickoff. Now we have a kickoff coming the other way. South Dakota State going to be kicking it from left to right. Here's we see it, of course, Dustman, the do-it-all in terms of special teams, out there to kick it away. Going to have Jawan Hall and Darian Bowling back to receive for the Penguins. The kick is away, and it's going to sail into the checkerboards in the south end zone. And finally, a little break in the action here. Don't have an exciting play off the bat, but 7-0. The Jackrabbits lead it here. 14:47 left to go in the first quarter here on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. Glad to have you along with us here. A full booth today, as I mentioned. Gonna have a fun Hobo Day, huh, Jacob?
I'm liking this. I'm loving this already. Yeah, what better way to kickstart a game than kickoff return?
Well, the starting quarterback for the Penguins is indeed going to be Bo Brungard. He's going to be standing in shotgun with 2 receivers to either side. Now stepping back, takes the chest-high snap. He rolls out towards his right. The defense is there. It's going to be caught at the 25 on the far side numbers. And getting tackled immediately, that's going to be Ethan Wright, the running back, coming out into kind of the flat area, catching the ball on the far-sided numbers, and a small gain there on first down sets up a 2nd down and 8. Now set up 2 receivers left, 1 to the right for Brungard. In shotgun again, he takes the snap and he'll just hand it off. That's going to be Wright again. He's going to get the carry on this one, fights his way forward to the 30-yard line. The ball was spotted on the 27, so we'll call it about a gain of 3 or 4 as they'll mark him at the 31 inside their own territory.
Looked like the Jackrabbits anticipated that. They had their linebackers down low. I think they knew that they were going to run it, but that's still that's a solid pickup.
Now a 3rd down and 4 situation here. They're trailing by 7 are the Penguins. They're moving right to left, again in their all-white uniforms. The ball spotted on the far side hash mark. Brungard standing in shotgun a couple yards behind his offensive line. Looking to the far side, he's going to throw it. The wide receiver fell down to the ground. There seemed to be a little contact. The flag stays in the pocket of the referee. The ball sails out of bounds and going to be incomplete and force the Penguins to punt.
Yeah, they were playing a press man, and just terrific work by the DBs. They had a man on the go who they just didn't have anywhere to go to.
So the first offensive drive for the Penguins stalls out here on a 4th and 4. They're going to punt it away. And definitely one to be wary of. Another special teams great players, Dallas Beanham. He's going to step back to the 25 and call a fair catch. He'll catch it right at the 25, and that's where they're going to mark things here. 13-19 left to go in the first quarter. Jackrabbits lead at 7-0. We'll go ahead and step aside here for just a couple of minutes. Once we come back, we'll have some more action for you. You're listening to Jackrabbit Football on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. Back here in Brookings, South Dakota State setting up for their first offensive drive. It's going to be Amar Johnson breaking it out to the 40, and he gets tripped up right across the 45. I mean, both of the Johnsons almost just break out a gigantic run there to start things off. The opening kickoff for Angel, Amar almost broke one right there. The ground game is getting going here so far early.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of that came from Mark Gronowski because you know he can run too. So you got to respect the quarterback in that regard on that handoff.
So that's a first down and 10, 2 receivers towards the left. Now coming across, going to be Wilde in a motion. Gronowski standing in the shotgun. He's going to play action. He fakes the handoff, looking towards the near side, and he's going to have Wilde a toe-tapping catch on the near sideline. He's going to be out of bounds at the 40, but again, 2 plays and 2 first downs here for the Jackrabbits offense, and they're not skipping a beat coming after the big win against Northern Iowa just last weekend.
Yeah, Peyton Edwards, the DB, he was just playing too far off the man. I don't know if he thought that was going to be a corner or a post or something, but just gave him too much space and allowed a big completion.
So another first down and 10, this time on the Youngstown State 40. A couple of claps, and Gronowski takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Angel Johnson, who will try and bounce it back inside at the 40-yard line. He gets a minimal gain, 2 yards on that one. Excuse me, that's Amar Johnson. It's definitely hard to keep those two different because they're both so electric, and albeit in different ways, but you have 2 running backs in the running back room with the initials A. Johnson. You're bound to get them mixed up. 7-0 the score, 11.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Chase Mason in there on this one. He's going to get the handoff. The backup quarterback coming on the 40, now the 35, now the 30, all the way to the 20, now at the 10, trying to make a move past him. He does, and on the far sideline into the end zone for Chase Mason, a 38-yard touchdown run for the backup QB.
Yeah, this man is, Chase Mason is just, he's an athletic freak, as you have said many times, and everyone on this team can run. Mark Gronowski can run, Chase Mason can run, obviously the running backs can run, and it's so tough for a defense on when they're playing read option. It's so tough to figure out who to cover.
Yep.
When you're already struggling preventing the run and you have 2 electric running backs in the offense.
Yep, the extra point is good, and yes, I've referred to him as a freak athlete before. Started his collegiate career playing baseball for the University of Nebraska. Got hurt there, transferred here, got hurt again. Now he's built his way back, and there you have it. A large run for him to put the Jackrabbits up 14-0. We'll step aside here again, 14-0 the score, 11:22 left in the first. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Jackrabbit Football on Collegiate Sports and KSCJ FM.
Have I been doing?
They're unavoidable.
Yeah.
Sometimes. No, you're doing fine.
All right.
You're doing great.
I'm very self-conscious, self-critical.
Don't worry, I am too. I am too. I definitely don't have it all together.
You've been calling a good game.
Oh my goodness, they played Hot to Go.
Yeah. Song's catchy.
I hope she plays Hot to Go. Brady, we're at a Jackrabbit football game.
I hope they play I've always been more blues, jazz.
Yeah.
But dude,
You're up on the pop culture stuff.
Dude, I like her music. I've listened to her stuff.
So do I. Back here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium, 14-0, 11:22 left to go in the first quarter. That last drive, 4 plays, 75 yards, and a 38-yard touchdown run from the backup QB, Chase Mason. to cap things off. The kickoff is away from Dustman, sails into the south end zone once again for the touchback. So the first offensive drive for the Jackrabbits ends in a touchdown, and they're up 2 scores from the opening kickoff return for a touchdown from Angel. I'm going to get him right. See, I haven't done Jackrabbit football play-by-play all year. I'm used to the Sioux Valley guys, not the SDSU guys. But the Penguins set up a 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. 2 receivers towards the left side. The quarterback's just going to keep it. He tried to run it on the right side, and the Jackrabbit defense gets straight to him.
That's just sound run defense. Not much to say. The edge rushers kept containment. They didn't dive too far in. They made sure that he had to stay in the pocket, and eventually he just got swallowed up. And that is not, you're down 14-0, 11 minutes left. This is not looking too great.
Yep, Bo Brungard, the head signal caller for the Youngstown State squad from New Middletown, Ohio. So a local kid there. Brungard takes the snap, looking towards the near side, has a receiver out in the flat. It's caught at the 25, now the 30, 35, and forced out of bounds on the near sideline at the 40. That's going to be Tyshawn King, the tailback from Kankakee, Illinois.
I like that screen. One of the edge guys almost got a hand on it, almost picked it off, but he was able to loft it, get over his hands, and picked up a nice gain.
So now a fresh set of downs, ball spotted on their own 40-yard line. A nice gain there on that second down play. 3 receivers towards the right side, 1 back in the backfield for Brungard. He takes the snap, he's standing at the 35. He'll turn and hand it off to the tailback. That is going to be King again, and he gets hit a couple yards after the line of scrimmage. Going to be a gain of 2, sets up 2nd down and 8. 9:42 and counting left in the first quarter.
No one was playing deep. That's just, if you're Youngstown State, that's just one of those unfortunate play calls that the coverage just too good.
8 yards to go to the first down marker. That sits at the 50-yard line. 2-by-2 set with a back in the backfield. That's going to be King beside Brungard. Now stepping back, the quarterback surveying the field. Pressure immediately. He tries to get out of the pocket, and he's going to be brought down courtesy of one Logan Reed.
That was, you had your check down there. You had your check down there, and I understand wanting to play aggressive, especially in this situation where you want to start getting some momentum, some tempo, but you had the check down there. I don't like seeing that sack.
Yep, just got a little bit.
As a fan,
it just got a little bit flustered there. 3 receivers bunched towards the right and a single on the near side. A 3rd down and long now, 17 yards as Brungard's going to take off. At the 40 now on the near side numbers, 45 and the 50. Finally getting out of bounds. It's close to the first down marker. Did he get it? And where they're going to spot it is right at the 50, and they're going to give it to him. He'll move the chains, and it's going to be a 1st down and 10 on the 50-yard line with 8:20 left to play here in the first quarter. Down by 14 are the Penguins.
That was a great scramble. It's 3rd and 17. You're probably expecting a deep shot. I don't think they were expecting a screen or anything of that sort, and just ran free.
So as I mentioned, a 1st down. Now going to hand it off here, and it's going to be a broken tackle across the 40-yard line. Ethan Wright, the running back, he gets a 1st down, and they're going to mark it at the 38. So now officially into Jackrabbit territory are the Penguins, as they're putting together not a too shabby of a drive here. This is going to be their 7th play. They've gone 37 yards so far. This one starting all the way back on their own 25. 2 receivers left. single receiver right. Brungard in shotgun. He steps back, immediate pressure, rolls out towards the right, tries to run with it, gets hit at the 40-yard line, and on the near sideline is where he's going to be taken down by the Jackrabbit defense for a loss of a few yards. So it'll be second down and long, just a couple seconds north of 7 minutes left to play in the first.
Yeah, that was a great blitz. The DB came off the corner and almost beat his man, got pressure on the lineman, and then the linebacker came in, found a gap, and was able to create a tackle for a loss.
So 12 yards to go to get the first down there. Again, trailing by 14 to nothing. The Jackrabbits lead it here as we tick past 7 minutes remaining in the first frame. Ball's at the 40-yard line. Two receivers to the near side. Brungard steps back, looks towards that near side, has a receiver at the 40. It's caught and immediately engaged by the Jackrabbit defense. It got wrapped up, and Adam Bach came in there to help out, and Brandon Serrano can't get anywhere for Youngstown State.
Even though that was a completion to the flat, that didn't pick up a lot of yards. You just want to get that repertoire going between your wide receiver and your quarterback. But when, in this situation, maybe it wasn't the best idea.
So third down and now 11 after the 1-yard completion. Three receivers towards the right side and a tight end going out in pass. Brungard has a little bit of room to work with. He throws down the field, going to be caught at the 21. The catch made by Max Tomczak, and going to be a first down, and now just knocking outside the red zone are the Penguins. Marching down the field here, as I mentioned, a pretty decent drive, now approaching its 10th play.
Yeah, their center, Van Keen, and their whole right side did a really good job holding that play up when their left side collapsed.
The snap, and Brungard's going to go ahead and keep it off the play action at the 25. He breaks a tackle, angling out towards the near side numbers, and finally gets pushed out of bounds around the line of scrimmage. I think they might actually give him a loss of one, actually. Yep, looks like they're just going to mark it at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one. 5:10 left to play in the first. 14-0 Jackrabbit lead here on Hobo Day 2024. So second down and the same yardage to go, 10 yards. The first down marker sitting at the 11 of the Jackrabbits. Getting deep into Jackrabbit territory now. Brungard going to take it, fake the handoff. Moving out, he has three receivers out there. He throws it, and it almost is caught, just dropped. It hit Max Tomczak right in the chest. He just couldn't come down with it, and that was almost a touchdown for Youngstown State there. And now they're facing another third down here on this drive, but at least it's only 10 yards to go for them.
We'll take a wide receiver on a safety any day of the week, but Matthew Durant just did a great job of playing his man, and that was a ball he could have came down with, but you take it if you're the Jackrabbits.
So the third down, they're bringing out all the guns. Two receivers left, three to the right. Brungard sends it down the near sideline, a little bit of contact, and no flag's gonna fly. The pass was intended for Cyrus Traw, and it's gonna be incompletion. I believe that was Dallas Beanham on the pass breakup. And so it's gonna set up a 4th down and 10 now, and I would presume they're gonna take the points when they can get them and send out the field goal unit.
Yeah, Dallas Beanham was with him the whole time. In that instance, when you're feeling the pressure, you just gotta get the ball out there, and he gave it as good of a throw as he could have, but that coverage was just way too tight.
So out for the field goal going to be Andrew Lastovka. And the snap and the hold is good, and so is the kick. And so, with 4:32 remaining in the first quarter, the score changes to 14-0 to 14-3 here in this one. The Jackrabbits lead it, and we'll go ahead and step aside. You're listening to Jackrabbit Football here on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. Back here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium, 4.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter, 14-3. The Jackrabbits lead it here. A field goal from Youngstown State ends a 13-play, 54-yard drive that took 6 minutes and 50 seconds off of the clock. The 39-yard field goal, as now they kick it away, and Angel Johnson is going to take it at the 5, and he tries to spin out of a tackle and not able to do exactly what he did at the beginning of the game. He gets out to the 21, and that's where the drive will start.
That's one of the few things we've seen the Youngstown special teams do good so far. They gave up the opening kickoff touchdown. They nearly had a blocked punt in their 30-yard line. That's the last thing you want to be failing you right now. When your offense isn't working well, when your defense isn't doing too well, you don't want to have that trifecta of badness, so to speak.
Yeah. So now a pass on the far side, numbers going to fall incomplete. Gronowski can't connect with Gormley on that one. So falls incomplete, a second down and 10. Ball still at the 21, deep inside their own territory are the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, that was a bootleg, and there was instantly pressure on him, and not only was there a man on him, but there was someone directly in front of his man, and that was almost a pick. That was not, given the circumstances, I understand the throw, but looking back at it.
Going to hand off to Angel. He breaks a tackle at the 30, now up by the 40 and the 50, finally. Wrestled down as he gets across midfield. Actually, to midfield is where they're going to mark him. The celebration afterwards, and the long run from Angel Johnson. That gets us past the 4-minute mark. 14-3 still the score. 3:53 left on the first quarter clock.
They get a stop, then they let up a huge run. It's just been clockwork. They have something good happen, and then all of their progress is erased. They forced an incompletion, and then they just gave up a 30-yard run. That's not how you want to do things.
Single receiver to either side. Now play action from Gronowski. Sends it over the middle. He has it wide open. Griffin Wilde tries to lay out for it, can't complete it. It's going to fall incomplete. That was at the 10-yard line. He makes that catch, and just like that, the Jackrabbits are deep in Penguin territory. But the incompletion brings up a second down and 10 on the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Griffin Wilde, he's got some speed to him. He's got some zip, and he beat his man. He beat the safety help. That was just a bit of an underthrow that Mark Gronowski wishes that he could have back.
Yep,
he makes those. He makes those all the time.
Yep, Wilde, the Sioux Falls native, the Jefferson High School graduate. It's now a handoff going to be to Amar Johnson. Gets a couple of yards on that one, down to the 47-yard line is where. And after the gain of 3, going to set up now a 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
3rd and 6 for the Jacks.
So ball spotted in between the 46 and 47. Clap, and Gronowski's just going to take it over the 35. And a first down for the Jackrabbits, and the ball's going to be placed at the 33. So we tick down to 2:45 left in the first, still a 14-3 lead for the Jackrabbits as they're driving pretty well here. The 6th play of the drive coming up. Two receivers bunched towards the right side and a single receiver left. That's Wilde. The shotgun snap to Gronowski, gets it out in the flat to Amar. Johnson's going to take it at the 30, the 25, spins around at the 20, and finally brought down near the 15.
Number 3, Amar Johnson with the reception.
What a move Johnson made there to get a couple extra yards on that one. They're going to mark it at the 15, a 1st down and 10 there. And they have 15 yards to try and get it into the end zone. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of this game between Youngstown State and South Dakota State. A Missouri Valley Football Conference matchup, the 2nd of the year for the Jackrabbits. Shotgun snap to Gronowski. He's going to take it and hand it off to Amar again. Coming off the left side at the 15. 10 on the far side numbers, and finally forced down of bounds at the 3-yard line. A first down for the Jackrabbits as they move closer to the south end zone, trying to put more points up on the board.
That's why you lift right there. He carried that guy for about 3-4 yards.
Yep. And eventually got thrown out of bounds. So he gave it back to him a little bit. Ball's going to be spotted on the 2, actually. Excuse me. And a shotgun is going to be Gronowski, an extra blocker on the right side. He'll turn around and hand it off to Amar. He gets a little bit close to the end zone. I think they'll move it up 1 yard, so he's going to be a yard short, and a couple of inches short, actually, looking at the spot of the ball. He almost got there. They said his knee went down before he got the ball across the plane of the end zone. Watching the replay on the big board, that is true. And now in real life, a dive forward and a huge pile of humanity standing at the goal line, and the arms are raised in the air. Touchdown, Jackrabbits.
Sound the cannons. That's just punch mouth football right there. Just run it right up the gut. With how physical these running backs are and how nasty and mean the offensive line is, what really is there to do? You're expecting the run, you know it's happening, you can stack the box as much as you want. It doesn't matter how big your linebackers are. That's going in for 6.
The extra point out there for Dustman is good. It goes over the net into the pride of the Dakotas. That makes it 21-3. 142 yards on the ground so far for South Dakota State. 6 carries for Amar Johnson there as they cap off a 9-play, 79-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock. Of course, capped off by that 1-yard touchdown run from Mark Gronowski. So 34 seconds remain here in the first quarter as the teams are right back out there to kick it away and get back into action.
If Youngstown State wanted a chance to win this game, they really need to keep stride for stride up with the Jackrabbits, because SDSU's done a great job against the pass. They've allowed 5 touchdown passes on the year, and you're down 21-3 entering the second quarter. You're going to have to throw the ball, but you're throwing it against a team that, well, does a great job defending the pass.
The kickoff bounces at the 5-yard line and eventually into the south end zone. The Penguins let it bounce in there. They'll take the touchback, and they'll come back out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, to continue on with what I was saying, you want to play complementary football. You want your defense and your offense help each other. And right now, it's just calamity. If I'm Youngstown State, one thing I do want to see, however, is I still want to see them run it. You got to stay honest to your run game. Your run game opens up your pass game, and you need your pass game to be working if you want a chance of winning this game.
Run guard standing in shotgun at his own 20-yard line. Fakes the handoff, rolling out towards his right side, and he's going to run with it at the 25 and the 30. Angles out of bounds at the 35, and that's right where the first down marker is sitting. And it should be enough for a first down. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. They'll move the chains, and 25 seconds and counting left in the first quarter in this one. A nice run there on first down for the Penguins. They spot the ball at the 35 on the far hash mark.
Yeah, he had a man with him in the flat, so the linebacker didn't know who to take. You can't really take either one of them, so Bo was just able to get a good completion.
As the clock ticks to 0, 21-3 going to be the score after the first quarter. We'll go ahead and step aside here on this one. 21-3 the score. As we step aside here, you're listening to Jackrabbit Football on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. In Brookings as Youngstown State starts off the second quarter on offense. They hand it off and power it right forward for a gain of 4 on first down. Sets up a second down and 6, and the ball is going to be placed on the 39-yard line as an injured Jackrabbit is down on the field, lying on his back. Can't quite see the number quite yet, but coaches and trainers out there to check on him. He's lying right at the 39. And actually, they're going to spot the ball at the 38 is where they're going to say he got to. So 14:45 left to go in the second quarter, 21-3. We'll go ahead and step aside for a quick moment. Once again, you're listening to Jackrabbit Football on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. Back here in Brookings, just near the start of the second quarter between Youngstown State and South Dakota State, a 21-3 lead for the Jackrabbits. An injured player walks off the field, and we get set to resume play here. Two receivers to the left side, an extra blocker on the right side of the offensive line. As Brungard's in shotgun, he takes the snap. He'll hand it off to his running back, which is Ethan Wright, and he gets tackled for a loss. That'll bring him back all the way to the 33 as Caleb Francel gets in on the tackle and going to be backed up. It's going to be a 3rd down and 11 now, as it was just a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, and that was kicked off by Dayton McGawkey on the blitz, unaccounted for, and he just immediately got to the running back and group tackling, brought him down for a loss.
2-by-2 set. Brungard in shotgun, looks towards the near side, has it complete behind the 45, and he's wrestled out of bounds, and that will be Cyrus Traw on the reception, and it'll be enough for a Youngstown State 1st down as they move the chains and mark the football at the 46. Again, 21-3, 2 offensive touchdowns and a kickoff return for a touchdown that got us started off on this Hobo Day game. Of course, starting this morning at 9:30 a.m., the Hobo Day Parade. It's been a festive atmosphere on campus all day so far, and have it with this football game as well. A play action, Brungard sends it down the field, has a receiver open. It's going to be picked off at the 30, coming back to the 40 on the far side, numbers 50. Now all the way to the 40, brought down is going to be Dallas Beanham down to the 25-yard line of the Penguins.
That was incredible. He had a man open there. He had a man down the field, but he just took too long to throw the ball. And by the time it got there, it was an absolute laser, to the defense.
And Beanham just almost sat there, camped and waited to see if he could get his hands on the ball, and indeed he did. Brought it all the way back to the 25, and what a season Dallas Beanham has been having so far this year. He's a menace on the return game, and on defense, he'll get in on plays, and he'll get interceptions. So on the 25-yard line, moving right to left, Gronowski's going to step back, roll out towards the near side, outrunning some of the defense. He has nobody open. He's going to throw it down the field, but out of bounds. Going to fall incomplete, and going to set up a 2nd down and 10. Ball still on the Youngstown State 25. And although it does seem like Beanham has been everywhere, that's only his 1st interception of the year.
That's what good defenses do. They cause the quarterback to quicken up his internal clock, or in this case, slowed him down and threw the pick.
2 receivers left, single receiver right, going to hand it off and spinning around, trying to get as many yards out of it as he can, and he does a good job. Going to fall down at the 21-yard line. As Kirby Voorhees getting a lot more touches after his game against Southeastern Louisiana just a couple of weeks ago. Had his breakout game, did the freshman, and turns out to be a valuable piece in that running back room.
That probably should have been a gain of nothing, but those strong legs kept on pumping, and he was able to pick up some yards.
3rd down and 6 now on the 21. The shotgun snap to Gronowski, fakes a handoff, going to keep it behind his blocker, who is Voorhees, over the 10, down to the 5. He kept on churning and pushed over the tackle, gets down to the 5-yard line. Again, plenty enough for the 1st down, and now going to set up a goal-to-go situation on that 5-yard line, and they have 5 yards to try and punch it into the north end zone and try and extend this lead that's already at 21-3 with 11:55 left to go here in the second quarter. Single receiver right, that's going to be Wilde. The whole bunch of players in the backfield for the Jackrabbits. Believe that's Voorhees and Amar Johnson, part of it. And now a stoppage in play as the One of the back judges comes and talks to the head referee. Going to ask the clock operator to reset the play clock.
I want to go back to the previous play real quick. It's so helpful for an offense when you can trust your quarterback to run the ball. Really opens you up.
Absolutely. This shotgun snap, he's going to hand it off to Johnson. Going to go to the 5. Nothing but green and checkerboards in front of him. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jackrabbits.
Yeah, just bumped to the outside. No one was quick enough to get him. But that was set up. That was a terrific run by Mark Gronowski beforehand. When you trust your quarterback to be able to run the ball, run it with physicality, and you can trust him to not lose it while running, it just gives you so many more options. And that was a designed run, and you really have to compliment Kirby Voorhees. Had a great block, really drove his man upfield and allowed for a really good gain that then just set up this play. And earlier I mentioned Youngstown State has been doing a poor job this year at controlling the run. They're getting run all over right now. SDSU right now, 142 yards on the ground. You just can't allow that. You just can't allow that on 10 rushes.
Yep. 28-3 going to be the score now. 11.5 minutes remain in the first half. We'll go ahead and step aside. You're listening to Jackrabbit Football on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. Back here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium, 28-3 the score. A couple of plays have been run on this drive so far, but some of the equipment decided to not work. Brungard in shotgun, stepping back, throws it over the middle, complete at the 33-yard line is where it's going to be. As Tom Zach gets the completion there from Brungard, and Youngstown State ready to move it down the field.
Yeah, kudos
a little
to
bit
him.
more.
He was immediately met by two DBs, and you know they're fighting for that ball, but he was able to hold on to it and bring it down.
Two receivers left, one towards the right. Brungard takes the snap, about face mask high, hands it off to his running back. That's going to be right. He gets about a yard on the play, so that'll be a third down and 3 yards to go to the first down.
Yeah, this is the second time they've brought in the backup linebacker, Dayton McGawkey, and he's disrupted the run, and At this play, he just got to the backfield immediately, got behind the running back, got a hand on his ankle, and his friends on the defensive line helped bring him down.
13 runs for 45 yards for Youngstown State. Let's see if they do it again here or if they go to the passing game. A 2-by-2 set, and they will indeed pass it. Brungard gets it out in the flat on the far sideline. It's going to be caught by Cyrus Traw, and it's going to be enough for a first down. They'll move the chains and spot the ball right at the 40, still inside their own territory.
Yeah, that was just a quick out route. He set up his man with a good move, ran his feet, left him in the dust, and was able to pick up the first down.
28-3 the score, under 9 minutes remaining here in the first half. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line for Youngstown State, their own 40-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Brungard in shotgun, staying at the 35. He's going to run with it. Runs right into the Jackrabbit defensive line, and on the tackle there is going to be Randy Kamunye. I froze. I knew how to say that name, I promise you. I froze and didn't believe in myself. Kamunye gets the stop on that one. 8:25 left to go in the second quarter, and going to be a second down and long. 14 yards to go to the first down as the ball spotted on their own 36.
Kudos to Caleb Frankel, who ran in and immediately took away the check down to the running back and allowed for that sack.
2 receivers to either side. A quick throw on the near side hash mark. It's going to be complete to Tom Zach from Brungard. Going to be complete at the 41, but still a third down and long. 9 yards to go here on third down as they look to convert on third down for the 5th time today. 4 out of 6 attempts so far. Trips left, ball spotted near side hash. Brungard takes the snap, looks that way, he rolls out of the pocket towards the left, throws it, and it's going to be short at the feet of his tight end, Colt Seshrest.
There was just nowhere to go. They ran, looked like they ran a go and 2 posts, and those are longer developing routes. And they were taken up, had nowhere to go. And now they got to punt it again, and sorry, 28-3. This isn't looking too pretty.
Stoppage in play, and a flag flies right near where the ball is spotted. Again, still on the 41-yard line on the near side hash. And there's another flag I'm now just realizing near Colby Humphrey on the Jackrabbit side and on the far side by Aiden Dowderman. The officiating crew gets together. As Dayton McGoy gets, nope, excuse me. It's going to back the Penguins up. It's going to be Sam Merriman. Called on a false start, says referee Tyler Downs. They're going to punt it away now. The punt comes from the 25-yard line. It's going to bounce at the 10 and out of bounds at the 4 or 5. They're going to mark it at the 5, deep inside Jackrabbit territory.
Hey, when your offense and your defense isn't doing much, the special teams, they had a good play there. Pin them inside their own 5. I don't want to say that's going to be the turning point, but maybe it's a start.
28-3 the score, 7:14 left to go in the second quarter. We step aside here on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. You're listening to Jackrabbit Football. back here in Brookings, and the Jackrabbits are backed up on their own 5-yard line. A quick throw out towards the flat gets them a first down, and they're going to spot the ball right at the 15. So exactly a 10-yard play there on a first down for the Jacks, as they're going to practically have to go the length of the field here in this one.
It also gives Mark Gronowski his second completion of the game. He's 2 of 5, but rushing, they're averaging 12.8, 167 yards on 13 carries. You don't really need to throw it when you're running it this well.
Nope. Gronowski going to keep it himself, coming around the right side on the far numbers. Going to be brought down. Excuse me, that was Mason in there. And I love what they've been doing so far this year with getting the two quarterbacks in on some of these formations and utilizing both of their skill sets, which they haven't done in years past, but the offensive coordinators new this year are getting creative.
They're both great players. You got to find a way to get both of them involved.
6 minutes left to go in the second quarter here, 28-3. The score. 3 receivers on the near side, and now Gronowski's going to escape the pressure. Throws on the run downfield, going to be caught past the 25. Gets all the way to the 30. And that's going to be Alpers on the completion, and another first down for South Dakota State on the 30-yard line, moving from right to left.
Yeah, great pocket presence, and it's the sign of a great quarterback when you feel pressure to not just back up, back up, back up. Step up in the pocket, you'll find a lane, and gets the completion.
2 receivers to the left, and after a motion, that makes it 3 receivers to the left, none towards the right. Gronowski, a play action, sends it down the field, out of reach of his receiver. He was looking for Wilde, but it sails out of bounds, and the incomplete pass sets up a second down and 10.
Yeah, the man just wasn't there. There wasn't really anywhere to put the ball. I don't think there would have been a way to. Maybe if he made a perfect throw, he would give his man a chance, but that's just one of those throws, one of those plays that, hey, rather take the incompletion than the sack.
In shotgun, Gronowski takes it, hands it off to his back. It's going to be Angel Johnson, spins out of a tackle, bounces off another at the 35, gets to the 40 before he's finally brought down. And what an electric running back Angel Johnson is. He only had 1 carry before this, and that was for 29 yards. This one is less, but still the athleticness to be able to spin and bounce off of the tacklers is fantastic, and it makes it fun to watch.
Great yards after contact. And a lot of that was set up by Mark Gronowski. They've just been passing and passing and passing, and they faked the pass. Oh, it's a run. Make a nice gain.
1st and 10 on their own 40. Gronowski stepping back now, looks to the far side and sails over the head of Voorhees. It's going to be incomplete again. So that'll make Gronowski 3 of 8 so far in this one. Only 32 yards through the air for the Jackrabbits so far today, as Gronowski is the only player to attempt the pass.
You have to wonder if that was the game plan going in, to limit throws. Their passing defense isn't exceptional either, but when you have a big of a glaring hole as their run defense, I guess you just capitalize on it.
Handoff to Angel Johnson past the 40, gets wrapped up and tackled out of bounds at the 43. So a gain of 3 on that one. Is 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Jackrabbits, up 28-3 with 3:50 left to go in the second quarter.
Man, this has been a long game. I'll certainly take this currently blowout win, though.
Dropping back, Gronowski pump fakes it, rolls out towards his right more. At the 40, he's going to run with it at the 45. Now the 50, angles it out of bounds right at the first down marker. And they should give it to him, and it will indeed be a first down. 3.5 minutes left in the second half, and another first down for SDSU. They're going to mark him actually at the 49 or 48 of Youngstown State. That's where they're going to say he went out of bounds. So far, 8 plays, 47 yards, a drive that started back on their own 5-yard line.
That was just a play that you describe as awesome. The DBs were so focused on the deep route that they didn't have eyes on the scrambling quarterback.
After the 4th first down, Gronowski keep it up the middle on the far side hash marks. 30, 20, outruns the defense, 10-5, touchdown, Jackrabbits.
They had 2 running backs back there, and they just didn't know where the ball was going. I don't think they expected it to just be ran straight up the middle, but Mark Gronowski, as we have said over and over again, he's a fantastic runner. I don't know if there was a miscommunication, but the offensive line is good at blocking, but that was somewhat embarrassing, I would say.
A 48-yard touchdown run as the extra point for Hunter Dustman is good. Goes on top of the Stiegelmeyer Family Student Athlete Center to the north. 2:56 left to go in the second quarter. 35-3 the score, and the Jackrabbits up big here in this one. It makes me think we mayhaps see more from Chase Mason going forward, even though he already has 2 touchdowns.
Jackrabbit touchdown. Hunter Dustman won the point after. With 2:56 left to go in the second quarter, 35-3 in favor of the Jacks.
You love to see that even when your quarterback is having a rough night passing the ball, he's still creating so much with his legs. Keeps the defense honest. And all that's gonna do is help you later on in the game with the pass. Bring your linebackers down, bring the safeties down, keep them true, and that's gonna open up passing lanes. They'll come, you just gotta wait.
The kickoff going to be received at the 2-yard line, coming back for the Penguins. Getting tripped up within the 10-yard line. An excellent special teams play for the Jackrabbits. Colin McShane getting down there for the Jacks and tripping up the returner, Tyshawn King. So now they have 2:52 left to go in the second quarter. 35-3 the score over Youngstown State.
Obviously, they're going to play to win. They're not going to give up now, but with 2:52 left and how the offense has been going right now, you have to consider, hey, we might leave enough time on the clock for them to get a touchdown. You got to be careful if you're Youngstown.
Drive starting on their own 9-yard line. A quick handoff from the Youngstown State offense. Wright going to get the call on that one. Gets a gain of 2 on the play. Sets up a 2nd down and 8. As SDSU is going to take a timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Talk a little bit more about this game that's currently very lopsided. I'm running out of ways to put it that sound at least somewhat favorable. 35-3 in the first half is just pure domination, if I'm being honest, from South Dakota State, especially on the ground.
There's not many ways to explain the game, besides the word dominance, like you said. Just everyone's getting a piece of the action, and it's demoralizing when you can't stop. Like I've said before, football is a complementary sport, not only in terms of offense and defense, but of passing and rushing. And when you aren't stopping the rush, it's going to open up the pass. And it's just, what do you tackle first when nothing is going your way?
The shotgun snap from Brungard. He's going to keep it up the middle on the quarterback keeper. Gets a few yards on that one. It'll set up a 3rd down and about 6, I think. So 6 yards to go, and it's going to be on the 13-yard line as SDSU calls another timeout to preserve some clock here.
They're smelling blood and water.
Half, and still have that 2-minute timeout as well, a new rule in college football this year to work with as well. And if they get a stop here on 3rd down, Youngstown State might let it take it down to the 2-minute timeout, and then from there SDSU can possibly capitalize again here in this first half, already up 35-3.
Yeah, I like this move. Obviously, in this situation, you want to have the ball again. You want another chance to score, but just it's this ruthlessness that's this ruthlessness approach to the game that we aren't going to give up. We're going to keep on playing our best game. We're going to score as many times as we can on you. Love it.
The pass down the near sideline is going to be caught. Wide receiver Latrell Fordham gets the catch on the near sideline. He also gets out of bounds, so that helps out the Jackrabbits a little bit. That stops the clock right there in 2:25, but quickly up on the line, Youngstown State wants to get right up on there and use some of that momentum. The ball's going to be spotted at the 46, and actually he must have got tackled in bounds because the clock is running under direction of the officials.
Ooh.
So, and now with the fresh set of downs, SDSU not going to take their last time out. The snap, Brungard looking towards the near side, has right in the flat, tries to jump over the Jackrabbit. He almost got there. His leg hit the helmet of Miles Taylor, but wasn't able to jump and land on his feet, that's for sure.
Yeah, and talking about the Jackrabbits' ruthlessness, we want to score as many times as we can approach. I really like what I just saw from Youngstown State. We're still in the game. There's still a half left. We're not going to roll over. We're going to take a shot downfield. We're going to get a completion, and we're going to keep on pushing that ball downfield and give us the best chance that we can possibly have to winning this game in the second half.
$1:48 left to go in the 2-minute timeout here. So we'll go ahead and step aside quickly for this one. 35-3 the score. You're listening to Jackrabbit football on Collegiate Sports and KSDJ FM. here in Brookings, a 35-3 lead with a $1:56 left to go here in the first half as Youngstown State on a 2nd and 4 handed off to Wright. He tries to go right up the middle, and he gets 2 yards on the play, sets up a 3rd down and 2 yards to go to get that first down. The clock is ticking, 1.5 minutes now remaining in the first half. Again, a 35-3 lead for South Dakota State here. Earlier on, we're taking a couple timeouts. They only have 1 timeout left if they do want to take it after this play, depending on the outcome. Brungard looking down the field, sends it on the hash marks, and it's going to be complete at the 5-yard line. What a play from Max Tomczak. And he caught it right over the shoulder, and the quarterback placed it perfectly there. And now a $1:13 left, and the Penguins are knocking on the door.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great play from Bo Brungard as well. He was on the run. You know, he had to slip out of the pocket. He got his feet set, and that wasn't even bad coverage.
No.
That was just it was
a good play.
Throw,
yep.
A great catch. And like I said, they're not going to roll over. They're going to give themselves the best chance that they can. Score a touchdown here. You're down, admittedly, 25, which you think, oh, that's a lot. That's a 3-possession game.
Yep. On the 6-yard line, turnaround and a handoff to Wright. He jumps over the line of scrimmage and doesn't quite get brought down, but he gets trampled by a whole host of Jackrabbits. The ball comes out.
Number 2, Ethan Wright.
Colby Herder was running the opposite way with it, but they're going to call him down by contact at the 4-yard line. The clock's still ticking. 40 seconds remain here in the second quarter, as the Penguins are trying to get on the board here. And I think the players aren't even thinking about the score. They're just trying to focus on scoring and see what happens and what it looks like at halftime. Brungard's going to go out towards the far side on the 5, and at the end zone. Did he get the ball inside? It's going to be a touchdown for Youngstown State.
Off the scramble. That was a great play by Brungard. Play action. The defense stayed true. Linebackers didn't fall for that, and he didn't have anything open. He surveyed the situation and was able to get to the pylon and give his team a fighting chance.
The referee's going to look at it, and I posed that question right away because, yeah, he got his feet in, but did the ball cross on the right side of the pylon before it crossed the out-of-bounds marker? And this is happening on the far corner, so don't entirely trust what my eyes see. Hopefully we'll get a replay up here on the video board. Sometimes they just don't have it, but
speaking of replay, there was an audible. There was some dismay in the crowd. That ball, that may have been out. That may have been a fumble.
So we are seeing one on the video board. He's at the 3, steps forward at the 2. He's angling towards the pylon, and it looks like both feet got inside the pylon, but that angle didn't exactly show where the ball was. Sounds like they've come to a conclusion. Referee Tyler Downs. Okay, so amidst some mic technical difficulties, it was, I think, upheld. It's a touchdown.
Yep, they're lining up for the extra point.
So 35-9 the score as it sits right now. 14 seconds left in the second half. And Youngstown State scores their first touchdown of the game as Andrew Lastovka will get the snap and the hold and the kick through there and into where the pride of the Dakotas would be if they weren't all lined up on the sideline getting ready for their halftime performance. 35-10 the score.
Youngstown State touchdown.
14 seconds left, and we'll let the next 14 seconds play out here.
The point after by number 24, Andrew Listowka.
14 seconds, that's enough time for something magical to happen. We've seen it before.
Absolutely.
Let's just see.
In fact, if I remember, I think the opening kickoff took 13 seconds. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, throwing that out
My
there.
memory might be terrible. Not sure, though.
Of how good the defense, the run, I should say, has been. I wonder what the defense is planning on. Are they going to take a deep shot? Well, that's a risk. Well, if they run up the middle or just run the ball at all, who knows what will happen then?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, 14 seconds, 35-10 lead for South Dakota State over Youngstown State on this Hobo Day. Glad you're with us here on Collegiate Sports and KSTJ FM. The kick will hit on the ground, a little bit of a squib kick. It'll eventually bounce over the head of Voorhees, who is back in the return stance into the south end zone for the touchback, and no time comes off the clock there. So still 14 seconds, and the Jackrabbits are going to get it on their own 25.
Let's see what head coach Jimmy Rogers has cooking up. He's talking to his players right now, and as entertaining as it would be, I can't imagine that they're going to take a deep shot right now.
So they have single receivers to either side and a back in the backfield and an extra blocker on the offensive line. They'll just go ahead and hand it off. I think that's going to be Voorhees that gets to the 30-yard line on the carry. And that'll run out the rest of the time for the half. So at halftime, 35-10, the score after 2 quarters. We'll go ahead and step aside, and when we come back, we'll have the second half for you here on KSDJ FM and Collegiate Sports. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then these are
Welcome back to Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium here in Brookings, South Dakota. It's a wonderful day. I'm going to be your host along with my co-host here, Isaac Baldry. My name is Matt Wieberding. We'll be your host for the second half of this game, switching out for the previous two hosts, and giving you guys maybe a slightly different perspective. What do you have to say for yourself, Isaac? How's it feel to be here?
Well, this is my first time being on the radio, doing anything like this, so I'm excited, and I hope I don't fail.
It's a common sentiment amongst first-time radio users. It's been a beautiful day out for this game. It's been going well. We've got a score of 35-10, Jackrabbit Penguins. About 10 seconds left in the halftime here before we get into the third quarter. It's also been a very packed day. We've got 19,331 people in attendance today, which is the 7th highest number of all time, and is only one place ahead of the Incarnate Word game, the first game, or the game earlier this year. So we've got a lot of people coming out this season for Jackrabbits football.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to be here to watch this game and where I'm at. I was here last year, and I certainly did not get this view.
No, a view like this and a game like this, you can't ask for much more. As I said previously, we're starting off with 35-10 Jackrabbit Penguins going into this third quarter, starting right about now with number 10 out there for the kick. It goes deep all the way to the end, pretty much right at the end zone, and just stopped there.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see if the Penguins can catch up on this deficit a little bit, because, well, first quarter was tough for them, and then they started picking it up towards the end of the second quarter, so I'm interested to see if they can maybe keep that momentum going into this third quarter.
Yeah, the Penguins have possession here, setting up for at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. They really were starting to turn around at the end of the second quarter and bring it back, so we'll see how it goes here.
All right, the quarterback makes a snap. All right, it is tossed, and he is running all the way, and he's taken down at the 29-yard line.
That was number 2 there who received the pass. And it seems like the Youngstown Penguins really like to favor those passing plays, and the Jackrabbits have really been kind of fallen behind on those passing plays. They seem to prefer the running plays and haven't really been doing well on the defense against them.
That's for sure. Let's see here. So it is second down and 5 yards to go to the first down. The ball is snapped, and they are going to run for it, and he is
dogpiled at the 34, maybe the 35, might have pushed it a little further. Right up the middle with one of the running backs there.
All right, we got 14 minutes left, 14 and counting. The ball's on the 30-yard line.
And still, that is a first down, excuse me. We have moved on to move those chains. The Penguins are up at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Setting up here, we've got some wide receivers on the far side of the field, running it up the middle there with number 10. Bounces off.
Runs around. Oh.
Brought down at the 31-yard line. That was an interesting play there. He tried to run it up the middle, kind of bounced off the Japs defense, and then just brought it around.
Yep. Seemed like he lost some yards there. All right, it is second down and 12 on their own 33. We're going to see if they can, my guess is they'll probably go for a pass here because they've got quite a few yards to go here before the first down.
It's 2nd and 12. Pass straight down the line.
Ooh. Dropped it. Pass incomplete. It was intended for 18.
Number 18 of the Penguins. That is your Cyrus Trout. It was a laser of a shot going right up the middle. Just an unfortunate loss of the ball there. He had it and just
dropped it.
Couldn't capitalize on it.
Yeah.
That's a 3rd down and 12 for the Penguins right now.
12:49 to go.
Still at the 33-yard line of the Jacks. So they've got a lot of distance that they're going to have to make up if they want to do something in this quarter here.
All right, the ball is getting ready. It is snapped. He is looking. He lobs the ball. It's going to be an interception by the Jacks.
By number 14, up the line.
And he is taken down at the 45-yard line.
That's number 14, Colby Huter.
That'll be second interception of the game then for them.
Yeah, that's 2 interceptions already, and that was I wish I could give him more credit for the interception, but it was kind of a long lob on that pass. And
oh yeah, that was basically handed to him, it seemed.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of how the game's been going for the Penguins. There is a flag on the play, however.
Let's
We're gonna see here what that'll be. All right, holding on the defense, holding on the Jacks. Okay.
And the crowd is not happy about that one, folks. It is our Hobo Day game, and so they're going to be pretty rambunctious.
Yes.
That moves the ball to the 43-yard line, it looks like. And the Penguins are on their 4 and 2. And it looks like they're going to go for it here.
So it seems 2 yards to go.
They've been pretty consistent so far this quarter. Let's see if they can bring it all the way through for their next 1st and down. Snaps.
All right, it is ran around. Oh, it
the
isn't.
quarterback
Yeah, the quarterback
has it 12.
runs through, and that is a 1st down for them.
Run off at the 48-yard line. That was a beautiful fake out right there.
That faked me, that's for sure.
That's the quarterback runs it up to the 48-yard line. Number 12, Bo Brungard. Looks like a beautiful fake out to number 15, but then was instead passed up.
Yes, wonderfully executed.
They've really been a scrappy team so far. Even though it's a pretty one-sided game, they haven't given up yet, and they're starting to make a comeback with it.
Yeah, they're really fighting for every yard they get. Because this Jacks defense, they're tough. They're tough.
12 passes to 22.
Oh.
Runs it up the middle and stopped at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, number 23.
Excuse me, 23, not 22. Looks to be a 3rd and 4 for the Penguins here.
11.
And they haven't been doing any big moves here, but they are keeping it up, pushing it up the field.
Slowly but surely, they are really moving.
Let's see what they can do here. In position, wide receivers on the far end. 12 throws it right before he's sacked.
For number 4, oh, incomplete pass.
Lob to 4.
Good defense by the Jacks.
Right around the 26-yard line to number 4 of the Penguins, but pass is incomplete. Looks like they're setting up then for a punt here at the 49-yard line. They don't want to try for the 4 and 4. They did well with that 4 and 2, but it seemed kind of a just luck that opened up for them. They did do well on capitalizing on it, but
yeah, definitely.
Here's the punt. All the way down to the 10-yard line.
It's a fair catch. They're going to start at the 25.
So it's been an interesting game so far. There's been, if you missed it in the first quarter, a touchdown in the very first 13 seconds of the game. And since then, the Jacks have carried that momentum for quite a while. They leading until into the second quarter, 21-3, and at the end of the second quarter, with 35-10, and that last touchdown being the first one for the Penguins to get them up to that 10. They've been having a pretty dominating game.
Definitely. This will be their first, the Jacks, this will be the first time having the ball this quarter. So we're going to see if that the momentum that you talked about earlier is still going to be with them, because after the break, you know, sometimes things can cool down, and you never know, unless it's a really, really bad blowout. You just never know when that momentum's going to switch, and things are going to go the Penguins' way.
And the Jacks are known for being a team that really pulls it back in the second half. If you've been paying attention to their quarterly scores the past year, they'll usually start off a little bit slower and ramp up. So to start off with 3 touchdowns in the first quarter is really something for them.
Yeah.
What would you say the Penguins' problem has been in counteracting the Jacks here?
Well, obviously the running game has been huge for the Jacks. It seems their running back and their quarterback both seem to find the holes in the defense, in the Penguins' defense, and they need to tighten up their line. You got to stop those holes in the defense, because that's I rarely see them, with the exception of the quarterback, I rarely see the running back ever run around the defense. He's always running straight through it, which is the idea, but they just need to tighten up that line.
And to continue on that, SDSU so far this game has had a total of 248, or at least at the start of the second half, 248 rushing yards, while Youngstown has only had 53.
Wow. See, that it's just their running game has been.
Here's the snap to 18 at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, their running game's just been commanding.
There hasn't been any long passes really from the Jackrabbits this whole game, with a total of only 13 passing yards going into the second half and 145 for Youngstown. So the Youngstown is really emphasizing that longer game, the longer passes, and it's worked out for them in a lot of the cases, but with the exception of a few interceptions. Here's the snap from 11.
Ooh,
pass
beautiful.
To the 30-yard line, number 18, Griffin Wild.
That was a wonderful bullet pass right over the defense, and great hands, great hands. I mean, I know I haven't really played football much, but I know bullet passes,
they're hard to catch.
They can't be easy to catch, especially on the run like that. It's just, that's a skill on its own.
Yeah, and with the defender right on your tail like he had on him, it's pretty impressive. Pretty standard setup. We've got wide receiver on the close end and a couple of running backs near him.
It's a fake run.
Gronowski's running up the field at the 25, passes it to the 40 line.
Wow.
Is the pass complete? It looks like he might have been out, but it looks like the pass.
That is a complete pass.
Pass is complete at the 40-yard line. It's a Jackrabbit first down. They're moving the chains.
And talking about the Jackrabbits passing game, seems I think they're looking for a review on that last play. Yeah.
The ruling on the field was a complete pass, and that is now under further review.
So, as I was saying, with the Jacks passing game, they haven't been passing a lot, but it's kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of situation, because if their running is working, there's no reason to stop. You know, there's no reason to pass it, although they have been passing.
A lot of very short, quick
passes.
Yeah,
they've been passing more this quarter.
Which there is something to be said for. The pace of the game seems to be slowing down quite a bit.
Definitely, 100%.
For this to be the first possession for the Jackrabbits. They're doing a review right here on the big screen. Looks like, to me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's in.
It looks like his feet are in.
He's in.
He's at a 45-degree angle, but his feet are in.
Yeah, he's in there.
It's a beautiful straight line with his feet just barely in.
Very acrobatic.
But I think that's going to be ruled that way. It could be that we're wrong. Neither of us are professional football players, but we'll see what the refs rule out here on the field.
Man, that's really close.
Yeah, it's hard to make that call in the middle of a game, but we'll see what they say here. After review, the ruling has standed even.
All right, so that is a complete catch, and that'll be a first down for them as well.
With 9 minutes and 12 seconds left on the clock, and sitting on the 41-yard line. Wide receivers on the far side of the pitch. And here is a snap to Gronowski. With a fake out to 21, he runs it up himself. 11, all the way to the 55-yard line. Number 11, Mark Gronowski. There's been a lot of those fake out passes today, or handoffs, I should say.
Just keep running that ball. I mean, for some reason, they just can't seem to stop it. The offensive line does a great job, as well as the fullback, does a great job of protecting the running game.
You got to give credit to a quarterback who's willing to run the ball as much as he is throw it.
Absolutely.
And he's been doing a lot of the rushing this game himself too. Here's the snap. He's going for the pass. He's throwing it deep. All the way to the 10-yard line. A complete pass, and that is a Jackrabbit touchdown.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He did a great job breaking off his defender there and getting himself wide open. And the pass was just placed perfectly.
Touchdown by Graham Goverd. It was Goring, excuse me. That was a beautiful, beautiful pass. Number 12.
Incredible.
You have to give a lot of credit too to the Jackrabbit defense for just giving Gronowski the space that he needs to do that. Because he had nobody around him. He was very free to make that.
Yeah, the pocket was wide open. There wasn't any pressure on him.
They're setting up for the extra point. Snap and the kick, and it's good. All the way over the net into the pride of the Dakotas right behind. I always got to wonder if it's going to end up in some poor Tubas.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Beautiful. It's 42-10 now. The Jacks are pulling away. Yeah. They've already been pulling away, but
speaking of pulling away, we're going to pull away for a second here on KSDJ 90.7. Stick around because we'll have more of this game coming up soon. Welcome back to Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium here in Brookings, South Dakota. You're listening to Student Radio on KSDJ 90.7. We're setting up at 8 minutes and 12 seconds left in the quarter. Jacks at 42 with Penguins at 10. There's a lot of game left to play, so stick around. We'll be airing it all here on KSDJ.
All right, the Jacks are getting ready to punt this. Number 10.
Hunter Dustren. He's been doing a good job with his punts today. I really got to compliment him on that.
Absolutely. That's definitely not something I could do. All right, the punt is out, and it is going to be a fair catch by number 10, and they're going to start at the 25-yard line for their possession. I'm really interested to see if I know I keep saying it, but I'm not going to say I'm cheering for him, but I would like to see a little bit more momentum for him.
Well, everybody likes a good game. We don't want to see a total blowout, even as Jackrabbit fans here.
Right, right.
And they have been doing a good job. I mean, you can't say that Youngstown's a bad team. They have been 2-4 this season so far, but let's see how they go.
All right, the ball is snapped. It's going to be a run, number 2, for a gain of about 5 yards.
Very clean run up by the Penguins, Youngstown. Like I was saying, they've been doing a not so great this season, but you can't say they're a bad team from watching them. They've got decent offense, they've got good defense. It's just the Jackrabbits' offensive line has really been doing a good job.
Man,
creating
incredible.
Gaps for their rushing yards.
Yeah, it's definitely an offensive game.
Given it's college football, I feel like that normally is the case, honestly.
Right. All right. Penguins getting ready for the snap. They snap it. Quarterback's looking for someone. There's some pressure. He runs out of the pocket. He's running through, and he gets up and around and down at the 50-yard line for let's see, that'd be a little over 20 yards. A great run by him.
Very well done. Both quarterbacks this game have been doing a fantastic job realizing when there's just not going to be anyone.
There's too much pressure,
and
they got to get out.
And they take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Okay, Penguins going for another snap. And ball is snapped, and fake run, and ball is caught, and he is taken down at the 45-yard line.
Taken down by number 22, Hobo Humphrey, who is just right on top of him. Didn't let him get anywhere with that with that pass. Excuse me.
All right, second down and 6. Ball's on the 45-yard line. Jack's 45.
Oh, and there's a flag tossed on the setup here. Let's see what the refs have to say here.
False start is my guess. I'm sorry, I missed that. What was it?
It looks like a false start.
False start, yep.
On the defense, moving the ball up. There's currently 6 minutes and 24 seconds left, and the ball is now on the 50-yard line, making it 2nd and 11 yards to go.
Okay, let's see what the Penguins can do here. See if they can add some more yards here. Ball is snapped. It's going to be a fake run, and he is going to be taken down.
Right at the 50-yard line.
Right at the 50-yard line. There wasn't even a chance. He caught the ball, and
pass was complete, but just nothing you can do with it. The Jackrabbit defense has really been on point with that, on just not really letting them get much further, although that wasn't the case in the earlier half of the game.
Nope.
We were seeing a lot with the Jackrabbit defense that they would be too eager for the sack or for guarding out the wide receivers, and instead just totally let themselves open to some easy 1st and 10 runs.
Exactly. All right, 3rd down and 10 with 5:25 left to go. All right, number 10's going to run, and he is getting around the defense, and he's still up, and he's down.
He had people on his legs that whole way up,
yeah,
and he still kept making his progress.
It seemed like he was just walking with 2 guys around his legs. It was a gain of about 9, I believe. So that's another 1st down for the Penguins. They are taking their time with this possession.
They really seem to be this quarter. I mean, we've had 1 possession for the Jackrabbits and 2 for the Penguins, and we're already at 4:50 on the clock.
Much slower game now. But they're consistently getting those yards and making their way up the field. Okay, number 2 has it. It's a double pass.
Back to 12.
Quarterback receives it, and that is another well-executed play.
Very interesting, tricky play. You don't normally about to step and throw.
Yeah.
But number 12 was wide open there, and they figured that side of the field had less people there and just had to take advantage of it.
That was great. That worked incredibly well. So that's another first down for them. It is 1st and 10 now with 4:07 left. Ball's on the 23-yard line, the Jacks 23. We'll see if maybe they can convert on this possession. They are in field goal range.
If it comes to that, they have already made 1 field goal.
All right, it's going to be another run. He is going to run around the defense. He's going to get past them, and he gets taken down at the 3-yard line.
2-yard line even. He really got close there.
Oh, wow. That was another great run for them. Number 2's been doing great so far.
Number 2 on the Youngstown Penguins, that is a Happett, or excuse me, Ethan Wright. They've really been picking up the pace here, and I wonder.
Definitely.
You got to start to wonder if the Jackrabbits are just losing some of their energy. They don't tend to, but with the way this game is going,
they started off so strong. Maybe they weren't pacing themselves.
1st and 2nd on the 2-yard line.
All right, number 2 is going to run around, and he is into the touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. My guess is it's probably a holding. But regardless.
Ethan Wright carried it into the end zone, but there is that penalty or the flag. Let's see what the refs have to say on that. I'm sure the Jackrabbits would be ecstatic to hear that there is a penalty against, hopefully, the Penguins, but
right.
Not that they really specifically need it with a score of.
Okay, it is a
penalty on the Penguins.
Penalty on the Penguins. So
a block, something
illegal block
from number 4.
Maybe it's because he put his arm up. Well, not a whole lot's been going well for these.
That is a painful penalty, folks.
Yeah.
That is a 1st and 17 with the ball on the 17-yard line now.
3 minutes left. QB is in the pocket. He's looking for someone. There's pressure, and he is going to run now.
Off at the 9. That was an excellent run up there. The defenders, had a lot of pressure under him. If he had waited a little bit longer, he might have been stuck in there and just had nowhere to go with that.
Yep. The defense, they're really quick to rush him, and I think they're doing a great job forcing him out of the pocket. They really are. I mean, you can't give quarterbacks time to look for anything because.
Yeah, they're just closing it around him, and it unfortunately did result in a run for him there, but that was just good playing on number 12's part.
There's 2 receivers, and there's a body pile in the middle. Looks like it was a handoff.
Handoff to number 10 of Youngstown State.
And that is 3rd and 7.
Tyson King, who ran it up to the 7-yard line. There's a lot of noise in the stadium now. It's third down. We have to make a lot of noise here for that, and it's right near the end zone. So we're gonna hope.
Gotta keep the pressure on.
That noise will throw them off here. Even with a lot of the students who have left at this point, knowing that their Jackrabbits are gonna win.
Number 12's looking. He's got lots of pressure. He's gonna be, and that's it bounced. Incomplete pass, bounced right off his knee. Would have been a touchdown for the Penguins.
Number 12, their QB for the Penguins. He had 3 different defenders running after him. He didn't have a lot he could do. He's pushed towards the sideline, and just tossed it to who he thought could get it. And it's just, unfortunately, there's another defender on.
Another real tough play. These Jackrabbits are really putting the pressure on here.
You got to think that their defense is probably their best strength, considering that even their offensive line is just really good at holding back the defense of the Penguins and letting them
definitely
get their running yards in.
Oh, we got a flag on the play, or timeout.
Timeout called from South Dakota State, I believe, on this. And with them, we're going to also take a timeout here on KSCJ 90.7. We'll be back soon with more football for you.
And welcome back to Brookings, South Dakota at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium here on KSDJ 90.7. We've got 1 minute, 40 seconds left in the third quarter with the Penguins in possession. They are at the 7-yard line on 4th down.
And from their setup here, it really looks like they're going to try for it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try for it.
I'm sure they want to get those points. They're eager to take the risky plays if it's going to get them closer to winning this game.
You got to take risks sometimes. All right, 12 is in the pocket. He is looking for someone. There's pressure. There's pressure. Oh, man, he's running backwards. He is running. He's looking for someone who's open. And it's, oh, there was nearly an interception. It was dropped. The pressure on number 12, the quarterback was, I mean, those guys were chasing him around.
He managed to juke him out pretty well. He was running up the side of the field and was looking for anybody who's open. He had a good chance with 3 people in the end zone. It looked like 3 different people, but all of them had a defender on them, and it's pretty hard to do anything with that sort of situation.
Definitely. So my guess is they're going to go for a field goal to get something out of this possession.
No, that was their 4th down. It's a conversion to Jack possession now, I believe.
Oh, wow, I didn't even realize.
They were really taking the risk with that, trying to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Turnover on downs then, okay.
Let's see what the Jacks can do now with this.
All right, the ball is snapped. It is going to be a run, and
he's going.
He is running all the way down past the 40 to the 50, into the Penguins 40, to the 30, the 20, the 10. It's a fumble, but it's out of bounds.
That
was nearly a turnover. That would have been something.
Nearly a 90-yard touchdown, folks. That was from the Jacks 7-yard line all the way to the, I believe, 5-yard line, or no, 10-yard line of the Penguins.
Right, but he
moved back to the 19-yard
right,
line.
because he fumbled there. So, wow.
That was a heck of a, we were talking earlier about their rushing yards, and it's just.
That's how you add it up right there. Just, it's like the field it's half of a field, it seems like.
I think the Penguins might have forgotten in that, they've had possession for most of this quarter, and they might have forgotten just how fast these Jacks can be.
They don't call them Jackrabbits for nothing, it seems. All right, so it's 1st down and 10 then, with about a minute to go. Ball is on the Penguins 19 in the third quarter here.
Score of 42-10, Jacks' favor.
All right, ball is snapped. He's looking for someone. 18 is wide open. Touchdown for the Jackrabbits.
That is another one for the Jacks.
It seems that this game is over.
It seems pretty open and shut, but you know, there's always a fourth quarter. It's hard to say what'll happen, and that's a touchdown by Griffin Wild there. You really gotta have a testament to like only 20 seconds ago, about like maybe 30 seconds ago, the Japs were sitting with one less touchdown and on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I know, it's insane.
Setting up for the kick here for the extra point, which would put them at 49, and it's good. That is Japs 49 to Penguins 10 with us 49 seconds left on the clock. And with that, we're going to step away while they're taking a break here quick, and we'll be back with more football. Welcome back to Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium. We're back after the Japs have just scored another touchdown, making the score 49 to 10 with 49 seconds left on the clock. There's not a whole lot that I think might get done in this quarter unless the Penguins really manage to make a turnaround. But it seems like they're really taking their time with this quarter and really trying to drag it out, which has been working out for them. They've brought it all the way down to our end zone and gave the Japs very little possession, but it's just they haven't been able to capitalize fully on that.
Right, and now that's nearly the fourth quarter, time is definitely not on the Penguin side anymore.
Yeah, we're not. It's hard to say if they can afford to take that much time for their plays.
Yep, they really just need to. They need to start capitalizing.
Start taking some risks. Kick from the Japs is all the way into the end zone, meaning we're going to start at the 25-yard line with Penguin possession. And we'll see what they can do here with 49 seconds.
In most normal cases, this is pretty much a blowout, but
college football is college football, folks.
Right.
You don't watch it for the same reasons you watch for the NFL.
Right. Okay. Number 2, the quarterback gets the snap. It is going to be a run for the Penguins. He spins around and he is dodging everybody. That was a gain of about 15, I believe. Excellent run for him.
2nd and 2 actually, so a gain of 8 yards, I believe.
Oh wow, I was way off. Well,
it's easy mistake to make. Oh, if you thought it was at 20 to 33 or something like that.
20 seconds left in the quarter. Time for maybe one more play here.
If they really make something here, they can maybe pull out another touchdown. And see
quarterback gets a snap. It's going to be another run, and he is taken down basically right at the scrimmage line, maybe a gain of a yard or so.
Run right up the middle. Jackrabbits didn't open any holes for him, any gaps to let him do anything, so it's not too much of a surprise that nothing happened. And the clock has run out there on the 3rd quarter. So we'll step away here while we wait for the 4th quarter to begin, and we'll be back soon with more Jackrabbit football. Welcome back to Dana J. Dykehouse in beautiful Brookings, South Dakota. We're coming into the fourth quarter of the Jackrabbits football game here. Score is 49-10 against the Youngstown Penguins. And we've got a full 15 minutes on the clock for the Penguins or the Jacks to make some big plays.
Yeah, I think the key here for the Penguins obviously is time. They need to work. They're working against time because they need to make quick plays and convert them quickly as well. All right, so Penguins snap the ball. Quarterback is looking for someone who's open. There's pressure. Number 78, one of the linebackers, received the catch, and he got himself back up to the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by number 29, excuse me, of the Jackrabbits. That linebacker got open. I mean, the quarterback had nowhere to go.
What can you do?
Got open.
What can you do? You got to find someone.
Credit where it's due for him finding that opening, realizing that he couldn't keep him off the defense anymore and went on the offense instead.
Definitely, definitely.
That was to number 78 of the Penguins, who is your Desmiel Lay.
All right, Penguins getting ready for another snap. We have two wide receivers on either side and a running back in the back here. And it is going to be a run, and he runs for a gain of about 3 yards.
If even. A gain of about none, I would say, personally, in my professional opinion. But I might, given that this is my first time commentating professional football, take what you will about my professional opinion. 3rd and 10.
All right, 3rd and 10. This is the pressure's on now. This possession's been really quick so far.
Sitting at the 35-yard line of the Penguins currently. The Penguins are going to have to make a big play here for them to capitalize on any of this.
We got 3 wide receivers on
the near side.
The near side. Quarterback is looking.
Three offense
and
on
he
him.
Throws it out of bounds. And that is going to be a turnover on downs. Or, I'm sorry, a punt. A punt for them then.
Punt to the Japs from the 35-yard line.
Lots of pressure.
And you have to see this quarter has been looking at some stats so far. Their quarterback, Brungard, has had a total of passing of 155 yards, which is actually more than our own quarterback, Gronowski. Oh, it looks like they are not. Oh, they are going for the punt. Excuse me.
All right, the ball is punted. It is going to land at exactly the 10-yard line and roll into the touchdown. And that is going to be a, they're going to start at the 25-yard line.
Right. And as I was saying, you know, even though the Penguins are behind by, 39 points here, it's not like they haven't been making a whole lot of passing plays. Their quarterback, Brungard, number 12, has been at 155 yards to Gronowski's 127, which is pretty a considerable difference. Really shows, again, that difference in the running from the Jacks versus the passing from Youngstown.
Definitely.
And you have to wonder maybe if the Youngstown is going to try to mix it up with that running. It seems like they were trying to do more of that in the last quarter to try to change it up, do something different when they realized it wasn't working.
Right. And the biggest problem for them, again, is just the Jacks' defensive line.
Yeah.
If they aren't running, they're putting an insane amount of pressure on that quarterback. And, I mean, running, it seems like running the ball might cause more problems if the line doesn't allow any of those avenues for the running back to get through.
Yeah, and the Jacks are really good at opening up those holes for the running backs, and the Penguins so far haven't been able to. And it's not so much a fault of them, I wouldn't say, as much as it's just the Jackrabbit defense.
Definitely. Well, it seems we are in a timeout. So.
But at this point, we've been on the air for too long. We're not gonna.
Yep, we're not gonna take a break now because it'd be like maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
This is why you listen to college radio, folks. We're here to provide you with the view that no one else will tell you.
Yeah.
So what do you think the Penguins should do different here? I mean, we've talked about mixing up plays and everything, but is there anything that their quarterback should do more, or their wide receivers maybe?
Well, you know, I think the wide receivers could maybe do a better job of breaking off of their defenders.
I've definitely noticed that too.
Because the quarterback already has very little time in the pocket because Jack's defense is
just so strong.
It's very strong.
Here's the snap to the Jacks.
All right, that was a run. He was taken down at about the line of scrimmage, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Lost
of two. See,
even.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's hard to say when it's in the far corner of the
yeah,
field.
that's another thing I've noticed.
Not in the most ideal spot to watch it here, but.
All right, so it is 2nd and 12 with 12:53 left. Ball's on the Jacks 18-yard line. They've got quite a bit of field to make up yet.
But if the Jacks have shown us anything this game, it's that they can make up that.
Yeah, they can make it up with one play, that's for sure. We've got 2 wide receivers on the near side and 1 on the far. It is going to be a pass. It's a short pass over to number 89 for a gain of 3.
Number 89, like he said, Brody Gormley. It was a very short pass, only a yard, just to get it to the next guy up.
Yep.
And give him the chance he needs to get out there.
Gain of 5, excuse me. So that makes it 3rd and 6.
It's interesting how little Gronowski is putting out these the long passes. He's done a couple of them this game, but he's really just been emphasizing those short 5-yard passes.
Definitely.
And hard to say if that's because it's a flaw in the Youngstown defense, or if it's just his strategy for today.
All right, so there was a snap, and Gronowski runs straight through the defense. He is running past the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Oh, and he's tripped at the 5-yard line. We just talked about how they can make up a whole field of in one possession.
That was number 7, actually, not Gronowski. Number 7.
Oh, really?
Chase Mason.
Okay.
Heck of a run up from there.
That's the 3rd time now that's happened this game, where they make up basically a whole field in one possession.
And Chase Mason has been doing a heck of a job this game. At the end of the second quarter, he had a gain of 91 rushing yards, by himself, and like here he just did another 60 on his own.
All right, Jacks get the snap. He is in the pocket. He's run out of the pocket. He's taken down at the 5-yard line about.
Chase Mason again, just running it up as he's doing. They've swapped out Gronowski for Chase Mason here in the 4th quarter to give him some quarterback playing time, it looks like, and give Gronowski the break he needs in case the Youngstown starts to make a comeback.
But I'm starting to. I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm starting to be skeptical with 10:30 left on the clock and a score of 49-10 Jacks to Penguins.
That's tough.
There's not a whole lot you can do there.
2nd down and 4 with 10:24 left on the game. They are at the 4-yard line now. All right, he's in the pocket. Good pass.
Oh, goes for the.
Looks like that was a touchdown for the Jacks. He did he dove. He caught it at about the 2-yard line and dove for the last 2 yards. Another touchdown for the Jacks. I think
Jacks have been doing 2 touchdowns a quarter, if not more.
Yeah.
So it's only fitting they get to their first one of this quarter at the 10-minute mark.
I think this game's over.
Well, we can't say it for sure for another 10 minutes.
We're all right.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen, I suppose.
13-second touchdowns. I mean, there's a chance.
All right, they're going for the extra point here. And the kick is up, and it is good, straight between the posts. It's going to add another point to the Jacks. 56-10 now, with 10:16 left to go in the game.
And we'll take a step away here on KSDJ while they get ready for the next play. And we'll stick around for more football. Welcome back to Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium. You're listening to Jackrabbit football on KSDJ 90.7. Score is currently 56-10 with 10 minutes left on the clock. And with a touchdown just happening right before this break. And we want to point out, too, that that was the first touchdown for that wide receiver, Marcus Preston. So congrats to him for, starting off his season with that. And, well, not starting off his season necessarily, but getting his first touchdown here.
All right. There was a flag on the play with that punt, with that kick, excuse me. Don't actually know what it was. I wasn't paying too much attention. He just kicked it immediately out of bounds. That's a penalty.
Of course.
I knew that.
We're very professional football commentators here on KSDJ. Only the best for you all.
Oh, man. Okay, but the Penguins will be, they do have the possession now.
Moving up at the 35-yard line.
Right.
10 minutes left on the clock. Let's see if they can do something to turn it around. Be a lot of ground to make up, but it is possible in theory.
All right, they have three play action, three wide receivers on the far end. Number 12 looking for someone, throws it to number 1. Pass complete, and he is trying to dodge around, and that is a gain of, let's see, 7 yards. Yes, 7 yards.
Down at the 42. The receivers on that play, I got to say, really did a good job of peeling off. I think the Jackrabbit defense realized it was in their better interest to watch where the number 12, their quarterback, Brunyard, was going to throw it and just capitalize on stopping that defense when there was so many wide receivers that had a chance of doing it all in the same, or grabbing that pass all in the same area.
Definitely. All right, Penguins getting ready to snap. It is snapped, and it is going to be a run, and there is a wide open hole for number 10, and he is taken down at the 41-yard line. Jack's 41.
That's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Penguins. Moving up and they're making some good progress here. They're playing faster.
Yep. Playing faster.
Trying to maybe get the energy back for that last quarter and see what they can do here.
Okay, we've got two receivers on the near end and one on the far end.
It was a gain of 17 yards for that last play.
And the ball is snapped, and it is run right up the middle, and he is taken down for a gain of
About
3 yards.
8:40 left on the clock, folks. 56 to 10. This will put them in their second down.
Second and 7, yes.
They're playing faster. They're really trying to change up what they're doing. And it seems to be working so far. The Jacks have let them work their way up the field pretty much every time.
Right.
But
And ball is tossed to incomplete pass. It was intended for 85, but there was some excellent pass defense by the Jacks. Number 27.
Right down by the pylon of the Jackrabbit end zone, but pass is incomplete.
Just a little too high, but also lots of pressure on the on that wide receiver.
Yeah, these wide receivers are having a really hard time getting open here.
Yep. There was some great pass defense.
About 3 or 4 people out in near the end zone, and just none of them could get fully open.
Okay. Now the ball is snapped. QB is looking for someone. Low pass to number 4 and a hard hit.
He's getting up, so he's still doing
good,
all right.
but that was a hard hit. Stopped him right in his tracks. Gain of about 5.
About roughly. Moving it to a new 1st and 10.
Yep, made the first down.
At the 30-yard line of the Jackrabbits.
But they're really gonna have to pick up the pace.
They're not letting that play clock go on for long. It's at 7:40 right now, and they're making their plays fast here.
All right. Ball is snapped, and it is going to be a run. And he's running right through the defense, but he gets pulled back. Gain of about 1 yard.
Sitting at the 29-yard line.
And that is 2nd down and 6 now. With 7:20 left on the clock.
Excuse me, the 26-yard line. Even at this point, there is the potential for a field goal.
And they are in field goal range now, so.
So I would not be surprised to see if they go. Well, given that their previous plays here, I'd be skeptical if they went for the field goal. It seems like they really just want to push up their points and see what they can do.
I mean, it's worth the risk at this point, I'd say. Okay, so the ball is snapped. It is a run for a gain of about 2 yards.
Interesting on that play. One of their wide receivers is wide open in the far corner with nobody on him. It seems like they're just having a hard time. You know, they make a plan for one play, deciding to rush it. Just does not work out for them.
Right. The Jacks are really holding them to this 20-yard range. Yeah.
3rd and 4 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock at the 24-yard line.
And it is another run, and he is running around the defense. He's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 15-yard line for a gain of
about 9 yards, pushing
yes.
it into a new 1st and 10.
Yep.
At the, let's find out, about 12-yard line here. These runs they're working for him here, but they're not gaining them enough yardage to actually accomplish anything. This clock keeps ticking down. We're at 5:40 here, and
I think it's safe to say the game's over.
Unfortunately, it might be. With slow plays like this, there's just not a lot that can.
Another run done, and he is taken down at the scrimmage line.
And no progress gained, really.
No, I think they're just giving number 23 some rushing yards.
Yeah.
Padding his stats a little bit, maybe.
Got to make a positive silver lining to any game, I suppose.
Yep. But yeah, I won't talk about the end of the game yet. But
not when it's not yet the game.
Not when it's not over.
5 minutes left on the clock, folks.
2nd and 12.
Time keeps ticking down.
All right, they have 2 wide receivers on either end of the line of scrimmage.
Very wide space for any sort of plays.
There is a flag on the play.
Let's see what's happening here.
Timeout.
Timeout called.
Okay, I don't know why a yellow flag was tossed for a timeout, but
Yeah, I saw the same thing you did. Well, with that, we'll take a timeout here too on KSDJ 90.7. Stick around for some more football after the break. Welcome back to KSDJ 90.7. We've got the snap coming out right now from number 5.
number 5 is running, and he is taken down right behind the syringe line, and there's a fumble, and it is recovered by the Jacks. And that is a loss of possession for the Penguins. And that marks, I'd say that marks the end of the game.
It's looking like it. I don't know if they're fully committing to that change of possession. It doesn't look like yet.
Oh, his knee hit the ground first, I suppose, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, it was just a take. Okay, all right.
But it was close.
It was.
Very easily could have been a change of possession, and that would have been fatal to the Youngstown offense here.
Definitely. Okay, they have 2 wide receivers on either side. Once again,
sitting on the 17-yard line.
Is tossed to the running back, and he is running around, and he is stopped, but he spins around him, and there is a pile of blue on top of him now.
Very tenacious. Kind of unfortunate for him that there was a referee kind of right in his running
path.
Yeah,
the referee was kind of in the way, wasn't he?
Just kind of got in the way of his momentum, unfortunately, on that one.
Being a ref is a dangerous job, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have any armor or nothing.
And people are right up next to you a lot of the time.
Yep. Guys running full speed.
4th and 10, they're going to go for the field goal here.
With 3:17 left in the game.
Interesting that they're going for that field goal, considering they weren't trying for it earlier. I think they might just be trying to get whatever points they can.
They are. And that is, it's hard to tell from this angle, but I think that's in. Yep, 31.
Yep, 31-yard kick, bringing the score from 13 to 56, Penguins to Jacks. With that, we'll step away for just a second here on KSDJ, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Brookings, South Dakota. You're listening to Jackrabbit Football on KSDJ 90.7. That's our student radio here at South Dakota State University. We're in the Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium. Coming back after the Penguins of Youngstown just scored a field goal for 3 points, putting the score at 13 to 56. Penguins to Jacks. Getting ready for the kick for the Jacks to receive. And we'll see what the Jacks can do with 3 minutes left on the timer. That's been more than enough for them in the past to get another score. We'll see if they can keep up this pattern of two touchdowns per quarter.
All right, the punt is out. It's going to land in the touchdown. And that is going to start the Jacks at the 25.
We'll see what they can do here. Plenty of time for them to make some sort of a play. Not that they need it.
Not that they need it.
This game's been kind of a blowout. If you look out in the stands, audience is probably a third or a fourth of what it was at the start of the game. Most of the students are gone, but the pride of the Dakotas is playing strong, cheering on their team.
The full band. Okay, so the Jacks are now at the scrimmage line with the Penguins.
Jacks have possession, and we'll see what they can do to bring it down to the end zone. 3 minutes on the clock.
Ball is snapped. It is going to be a running play, and he is pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line for a gain of 3.
Excellent push against Youngstown, number 9, from the runner. Just pushed him down and out of the way. If there wasn't another 2 defenders on him, he definitely could have gotten further down the line with that.
All right, they're huddling up, ready to discuss what they're going to do next here. Second and 10 for the Jacks.
Pretty evenly spaced on both sides of the QB.
Ball is snapped. There is a incomplete pass. Ball was intended for number 6.
That was an interesting, it was John Bell out there. So we've swapped quarterbacks again from Brunowski, who was playing the majority of it, and then Chase Mason playing in the last quarter, to John Bell. I think Jacks are trying to get more experience across their QBs. Brunowski is a senior, if not a super senior, I believe, this year. And so we're going to have to find a new Jack quarterback in the next year.
Timeout called by the Jacks.
With that, we'll step away to 2 minutes and 26 seconds left on the clock. Score of 56-13, Jacks to Penguins. We'll be back soon with more Jackrabbit football. Welcome back to KSCJ 90.7. We've got more football for you in the fourth quarter. With 2 minutes and 26 seconds left, we're going to see what happens with the Jacks and see if they can make another play.
Ball is snapped. Number 5 gives a toss to number 80, and the pass is complete at the 39-yard line.
Very long pass from the 25 to the 39. Incomplete pass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Incomplete. Was my bad.
It looked complete to me, too.
It definitely looked complete.
Let's take a look at this play here.
Must have gotten knocked out of his hands.
Potentially didn't have possession when
he must
hit
not
the
have
ground.
had possession when he hit the ground, yeah. Yeah.
Looks like he gained it by the end, but interesting to see from this quarterback, Josh Bell, number 5.
It's good to see some potential of what his play style is like.
Yeah, very different, longer passes, and very different from what's been getting us points, but at this point, we can afford that.
So they're going to go punt it now. Way up there, and it's going to, oh no, they bumped into each other. The Penguins bumped into each other, and they dove over, and
oh my gosh.
Jacks grab, they retain the possession. It basically bounced off of some Penguins players, and then they bumped into each other, and then the Jacks ran and grabbed the football.
Yeah, that was catastrophic.
That was
punt from the 25-yard line to about the 25-yard line of the Penguins, but to two of the Youngstown players collided with each other there. And let's see this again on replay. Yeah, collided, bounced down the field. Jacks nearly gained possession before tackle. Or there's a lot. Excuse me. Jacks gained possession before being tackled.
Right, and I believe it's a rule that if the opposing team touches the football after the punt but doesn't retain it, and the punter's team gets the ball back, then it's their possession. It counts as a turnover for the Penguins.
Which puts us in Jacks' possession with a 1st and 10 on the
Penguins 10.
Yeah.
Or on the Penguins 14. That's
which gives them a lot of potential to push it
goodness.
up here, even not using our strongest setup, strongest quarterback. There's a lot of players on the field, so it's hard to say how many have been changed from our strongest linebackers and wide receivers, but we'll see what they can do here.
But to be clear, the Jacks have the ball now. All right, the ball is snapped. It's a fake hand up 5, goes over to 87, excuse me, and that's another touchdown for the Jacks.
Number 87, David Stoffel, which isn't a name we've heard yet this game, so they're definitely switching up some players out there.
Definitely. That could have maybe even been his. Yeah, I haven't seen him all game, so.
Yeah, he's
wow.
New face out there. That puts the Jacks currently at 62-13 before they attempt this extra point.
And if the game wasn't over before.
With 2 minutes left on the clock.
It's definitely over now.
It's hard to. We want to make it interesting for you folks at home who are listening, but it's hard to say that there's going to be much of a change from this.
Yeah.
At some point, we're going to cross the threshold. Here's the pick. Very low pick, but it's still good.
It's still good. That is another point for the Jacks. Puts it at 63-13 with 2:02 left in the game. And looks like we're taking a break for change of possession.
And we'll be back soon with more Jackrabbit football. Welcome back to KSDJ 90.7 here in beautiful Brookings, South Dakota. You're listening to Jackrabbit football on our student radio in the Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium. We've got 2 minutes left in the final quarter with a score of 63-13 Jacks to Penguins. There's still time for the Penguins to do something, but I'm going to be honest, folks, I don't think it's enough for them to make a turnaround.
Nope. But boy, it was a great performance by the Jacks today.
And we have to give credit where it's due. Penguins have not been doing a bad job. It may be a blowout game, but they've been doing well. I mean, they've been working their way slowly up the field. It's just too slow of a pace, and they're not able to, end anything off when it's needed the most.
Definitely. And the Jacks defense just never gave them anything. Every yard that they ever got, every yard that the Penguins ever got, it was hard fought.
The Penguins really wanted to try with their wide receivers. We were talking about in the last quarter about how the Penguins really like to use passing yards instead of running yards. But for their running now, they've had to default to a lot more running plays, just because the Jacks won't get off of their wide receivers' tails. We're setting up for the pick here to give possession to the Penguins.
Up in the air and then down, and he is going to try to return it, number 10, and he is taken. Oh, it's a fumble, but he recovers it
at the 15-yard line.
15-yard line
of the Penguins. So they've got 85 yards to go if they want to try to turn this around and get something out of it. Which would be a heck of a way to go with 1:56 left.
And yeah, we were talking earlier. It seems like somehow, some way, the Jacks would make basically a whole field worth of yards in one possession.
So some other interesting facts for you here, folks, here, while we're waiting for the next play to start. This is or could potentially be the most points scored since September, or it is the most points scored since the last highest of 70 versus 7 against Drake at Target Field. Right now it's 63-13, which is not quite that 70-7 blowout that it was on September 16th back in 2023 at Target Field against Drake. But this is still a pretty big blowout for the Jackrabbits. And there's a lot of people clearing out at this point in the stadium.
It's going to be a run for the Penguins. He is stopped at the scrimmage line, and he's actually taken back about 3 yards. That was a loss of 3.
Set up at the 12-yard line of the Penguins.
That makes it 2nd and 10. Or, yeah, 2nd and 10.
Ball at the 15. We'll see what they can do with it here. Like I was just talking about with that most points scored, the school record for most points was actually 90 points in a 96 win over Arkansas Pine Bluff in 2018 here in Brookings. So we're pretty high up there for this being one of, just our highest scoring games in general of all time.
All right. Penguins are going for another run, and he is taken down about 2 yards past the scrimmage line.
At 17 yards, or 17-yard line, excuse me.
That makes it 3rd and 8.
They're just not going to have much to go from here. We'll see if they can do anything with this third down.
Got about 45 seconds left.
Yeah, there's
clock is winding down.
There's always a chance for something, but with only 40 seconds left, I'm pretty skeptical that anything will be turned around here, folks. Which means that with the way, given to 25, who's running up the field, stopped at the 28-yard line, which will put it at 4 and 2, I believe.
Yep. 4 and 1.
4 and 1 even. And that's it there, folks. They're calling the game as is. We're letting the clock run down. This is a Jackrabbit victory for you with a final score of 63-13 against Youngstown Penguins. I mean, it's been a good game, but it has been a bit of a blowout, folks. And we're definitely happy to see another victory from our Jacks. That makes it nearly undefeated for 3 straight years so far as we're going. We still got more season left, so there's always a chance it could change, and we did lose against, I can't remember the name of who we lost against in the first game of this season, but we've lost once this season, which is the first loss in many, many games, more than 30. And we're going to continue that winning streak now here. So for now, we'll step away. We'll come back with likely some post-game stats and anything else you might be interested to hear, so stick around. But that is the end of the Jackrabbits SDSU versus Penguins of Youngstown football game. Thank you for listening here on KSDJ 90.7. It's been an honor to have you all with us. Go Jacks.